Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to listen to some mumbly jumbly. All the way from St. Albans, your host for tonight, Abs the Magic, Supercoach Godfather.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining. Now, today's topic, we're gonna stay with these practice games, and we're gonna have a list of players we need to watch. And this is gonna be the best game I want to watch. This is probably, besides North Melbourne, this one is my number one. Two of the teams that I really have an eye on, Essendon and Gold Coast, both of them in the same game. This is going to be so much fun. Anyway, we're going to discuss which players to watch, what to look for. Okay, now before we go into detail, I have a small announcement. I just want to say, you guys are the best. Look what you've done. I'll show you what you have done now. Okay, just come down. Just come down now. Okay, I'm going to show you what you have all achieved. Okay, look at this. He was at 594 subscribers. Now he's gone to 889. That is remarkable. That's unheard of. It's because of you guys. You guys did this. So I'm so proud of all of you. You guys are the best. I've got the best subs in the world. Thank you very much, everyone. Now let's get back off the video. And now, first off, which team I'm going to look at? Well, it's going to be either Gold Coast or Essendon. Just calm it down. But let's do Gold Coast, all right? Let's have a look at Gold Coast. What are we going to look for? Now, this is what we're looking for. First of all, besides the players, we want to see how Gold Coast play, how they move the ball. So we want to look at structure. We want to see movement of the ball from defence, all right? The reason I say this is I want to see if they're racking up points in defence. So we want to see if there's like switch of plays, if it comes back, if they play kick to kick and then move along the wings. So is there a fast movement? Do they go straight down the middle? So this is actually very important because it's a matter of if they hog the ball in defence, because I think Essendon's going to do this. So if they're going to hold the ball in defence, it means that the defenders will score a lot of points. Which then goes on to the next topic, who takes the kick-ins, okay? Now, we're going to find out as well. Now, this could also be false because we've got Powell going to come in soon. We've got Weller going to come in soon. So the kick-ins might be temporary. It might not be permanent. So we can't base our player picks on these kick-ins, okay? It's very important. For example, Ben Long, all right? Now, if Ben Long, let's say he scored, I'm not sure if they're going to give Supercoach points in this game, so or fantasy points. Maybe they will, I don't know. But if they do, and let's say Ben Long goes at 120 and he took 10 kick-ins, now that might not be what we want to see. We might not. I actually prefer if I don't see Ben Long take the kick-ins and score 120, which means that his work in defence is what's getting him the scores, not the kick-ins. If he takes all the kick-ins and just scrapes over 100, it's actually a bad thing. It's not a good thing, trust me, because what happens in round 3 when he doesn't take the kick-ins? Then what does he score then? So I mean, we got Ben Long minimum for 7 weeks. Okay, we want to at least get him to that 500k mark if we're going to start with him. We were actually hoping that he's a keeper, but we don't know. But if we're going to see Ben Long take kick-ins, it's actually positive and negative. It's both ways. So what we want to see from Ben Long, besides the kick-ins, we'd love to see kick-ins, but besides the kick-ins, we want to see, is he an intercept type player? Are they going to put him in, is he going to be like the seventh defender, and he just plugs the gaps? Is he like an intercept role? Or is he an uncontested player? Is he going to like run to space and receive a mark? So I want to see, or is he going to stay in defence? Like, does he go for a dash? And I think he will. So we want to see what his actual role is. It's very important. This is the most important player in the Gold Coast team that I'm watching. That's why I've got so much information on him. So we're going to see his role. Okay, so just come down. Now, next. Constable. Now, when we see Constable in action, is he going to be good enough to put in our defence on ground in our teams? So it's vital to see his role because if he's going to be good enough, we've got a 123 KR that's capable of scoring 70s on our field. This is huge. So it means we can balance our cash more and spend elsewhere. So let's hope that Constable has a good role. So we're going to see his role. I'm hoping he doesn't move to the wings and just stays more or less in that defensive arc. So let's see what he does. Now, we've got the two Andersons. We've got Noah and Jed. Now, Jed is the interesting one, all right, because he's awkwardly priced. He's actually very awkward. He's over 400k. So he's going to be a player that if he has a good game, what is a good game? If don't get the word is don't let him trick you. Okay, if he scores, let's say a 100, or if he has like 25 touches, it's a good game. But you got to keep in mind, if he has a good game, we still got Took Miller who's not playing that might take that role. So don't let Jed Anderson trick you in this game. It's very important because there's going to be a few tricks. People are going to get conned in. It's a con art. Could be like a con artist type of thing. Okay, just come down. Now, with Noah Anderson, however, all right. Now here's another watch. He's on everyone's hit list as well. So we're going to see if he can get a lot of the cheap ball, and I know he can. He does a lot of that cheap ball 1-2. So we're going to watch how he plays. All right. Now, Flanders. Now, if you thought Jed Anderson was going to trick you, Flanders is going to come to the party, actually, and so is Davies, both of them. All right, I'm going to put them both in the same sentence now. I'm going to talk about both the same thing. Now, if you see Flanders in CBAs, don't get too excited, or Davies, especially if they have a lot of it, because we are missing Took Miller. Okay, I'd rather have Took Miller playing today. And then see Flanders in the CBAs, then I'm comfortable, or Davies. But if Flanders and Davies have like 50% CBAs and dominate, this could be the biggest con of all time. He's going to trick people because he may not get those CBAs when we have Took Miller back, because you still got Anderson. You got both Andersons, all right, and you still got you got half the team there. It's going to be It's going to be very tricky, all right. So you got to be careful when you watch Flanders. Pay attention to where he's playing. This is going to be the toughest one of all, the Flanders one, all right. Now Blakely, what role does he have? Is he in their best 22? We're going to find out. Like, is Blakely ahead of Flanders, or is Flanders ahead of Blakely, which I think he is because he's a youngster? But why did they bring in Blakely? What's he there for? I don't understand why he's in the team. So where's he going to play? So let's find that out as well. Now next is King. Okay. When King plays, what role does he have when you got Chol there as well? So you got two of them. You got King and Chol. So how does King work with Chol? Does Chol Chol might play in the full pocket and King might play full forward? Are they going to target King or Chol? So let's see how they work in combination together. It's like when Rewald worked with at full forward when he was playing when he plays for the Tigers, and you had the double full forwards there. So it's a matter of how they combine together. So let's see how King and Chol combine in that forward line, and also keep in mind, if King is in the forward line and Chol is in the forward line, Chol may even spend some time in the ruck. So let's see how that affects Wits. How are they going to use Chol? Because they might be top heavy in some games. So Chol, you might even see Chol, who's more mobile than Wits, do more groundwork. I don't know how they're going to work. So it's something to think about, Now Berry, I've seen him in some teams as a rookie, but we don't even know who's going to get a game. So let's just watch his game. That's all. Now we move on to Essendon, and this list is huge. Okay, this is a big list. That's why I kept it last, because it's going to take me 2 hours just to read it, so I can just come it down. Now, with Essendon, same thing as we were going to do with Gold Coast. We want to see their structure in defence. We've been told that they're going to move the ball slowly out of defence. They're not going to speed it up. So is there going to be speed or precision is the word I should be looking at, okay? So if they're going to move the ball with precision, we're going to see a lot of short chip kicks, and we're going to see a lot of marks and a lot of uncontested marks. So we're going to see a lot of points in defence and a lot of switch-off plays. Let's see how much of it there is, because we can potentially have some huge points coming out of these Essendon defenders. And we're going to see if they move the ball straight down the middle or down the wing. Okay, that's another thing we're going to look at. So let's find that out. Next, we're going to see who takes all these kick-ins, because this will be pretty accurate. All right. Unlike the Gold Coast team, which we don't know if it will be accurate, the Essendon one will be more accurate. So because they've got a full list of defenders playing. So who is going to be in charge? Who's the kick-ins king going to be at Essendon? Now, we want to also see who the central defender is, the one that's involved in all these switches of play, because he's going to be a key into high scoring as well. And funnily enough, I think it's going to be Ridley, but Ridley's going to play in a half back, so there's going to be. I want to see who the central defender is going to be. Now, speaking of Ridley, I want to see his movement. How he. This is one of my main players I want to watch. Well, there's two of them, Redmond as well. So who's taking the most kick-ins out of these two? They're probably going to be on the opposite flanks. And I want to see their movement. Okay, I want to see if they stay in the arc. If they stay in the arc, they're going to probably take more intercept marks. I've heard that Essendon's also going to play a high press game. All right. So if they play a high press game, what that means is that when the opposition defenders kick the ball out of the defence, it's going to be moving quickly. So they just kick it anywhere, kick it out of the defence. So the chances are Ridley and Redmond can both be huge intercept markers. So we're going to keep an eye on this high press, all right? It's very important. Now, we're going to see what McGrath has, what role he has, because he could be that central defender, the one that's the general around that defensive area. But I actually think it's going to be Ridley, because Ridley's a better kick. So Ridley will be suited perfectly for this role. And maybe McGrath moves on the flank. So I'm not sure how they're going to line up this defence. So it's going to be really interesting to watch, all right? Now, next, we're going to look at Montgomery. Is he going to be part of this defence? Because they've got another player that's going to move into this defence, and it's Cox. And we're going to talk about him as well later on. But so let's see what Montgomery's role is going to be, all right? Now, we're going to talk about Parrish and Zerrett together. Now, if they're going to play a high press, slow movement out of defence, which then becomes a high press later on. So there's sort of it's like an army going into battle, and they're sort of slowly moving territory, and they hold their ground. So does Parrish and Zerrett get a lot of touches, or do they get less touches with this movement? So it's something I want to see, because if they're going to play slowly, there's not going to be many 1-2s. It's going to be just short kicks. So I want to see how they structure. So it could actually be vital on the roles of Parrish and Zerrett and their scoring. They may not get those 40 touches that they used to get, or they'll get more. So I don't know how they're going to line it. So let's watch how Parrish and Zerrett, when they run back and they run forward, then they're going to do a lot of chasing and tackling to keep this high pressure up. So let's see how this works. Now, Martin, we're going to see his role. Now, he's listed as a forward in Supercoach, or forward mid, but we're going to see his role. He may not be as relevant this year because of the fact that he's not 102k anymore. So a lot of people are watching him, but I'm just going to say be very cautious with Martin, okay? His role may not score you a lot of points. Now, who's going to be their third main midfielder? Is it going to be Setterfield, Shield, or Caldwell? Now, Caldwell's going to probably most likely be a tagging player this year. They're going to play a very defensive game. So he may have a role. If there's no one to tag, it may be Setterfield or Shield going into that midfield. If he has someone to tag, then Caldwell will go there. So it depends on the opposition. So keep an eye out for Setterfield and Caldwell. And that's why I put Shield in there, because Shield's going to be part of that midfield. So who's going to get that main spot? Most likely it's going to be shared. Which then you can go to Archie Perkins, who may get it as well. So there's another one in there. Now, Cox has a new role in defence, and he's capable of scoring hundreds, because in his first year, in his second game, he scored 100 virtually. So he has scoring power. Now, he's a 200k midfielder. I mean, there's a lot of competition in that midfield. in our teams. We've got Phillips and we've got Ashcroft. So can Cox fit into our midfield? Well, if he's going to score, let's say 90s, 85, 90, he will have a role in our team. You can't ignore him. So we're going to see what his role is. Is it similar role to what Redmond and Ridley are playing? Is it similar role to what McGrath's playing? Because there could be some huge points for Cox coming this year. But we're going to see what his role is. Now, we're going to see Draper as well. Now, is Draper going to be the sole ruck this year, or is he going to share it with Phillips? Now, if he shares it with Phillips, then unfortunately Draper's scores are going to fluctuate badly again. Last year he shared a lot of ruck with Phillips, and he didn't, because hasn't got a tank. Now, it looks like his tank has built up. So let's see how Draper plays, and let's see if Phillips plays as well, and how much ruck time they share. Perkins, okay, this is now a player that's been questioned a lot. People have been asking me about Perkins, and I want to see, again, his role. Is he going to get that midfield role? Where's he going to fit in this midfield? They've got a lot of midfielders. I mean, they got 5 before him, and then Perkins is the 6th one. So let's see how his role is, okay? And then you got Menzie, all right? Now, does Menzie have a Supercoach friendly role? Is he going to play in a pocket or on a half-forward flank? And are the half-forward flanks at Essendon going to be Supercoach friendly, or are they going to bomb the ball forward after they have their zoning? So I want to see how they're structured. So we're going to look at Menzie's role too, because if we're going to pick Menzie in our team, and he's not cheap. I mean, he's not expensive. He's about 150k, but you want to see what you're getting for 150. You want him to score at least 70s to have him on field, or you can have him on the bench at 60s. So depending on his scoring power. All right, so we're going to find all this out. Okay, now it's time for the final thoughts. And as I have mentioned previously, you are a talent scout. You are a super coach. Okay, just come down. You know, you're not there as a spectator. Okay, you're not going to just sit there, get the popcorn out and watch football. You're not doing that. Just come down. You're going to be a talent scout. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, okay, is going to be finding gold. Okay, we're gonna see everything. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna analyze everything. Okay, and I want to make sure you don't miss nothing. You're gonna have your analyst hats on. Okay, we're gonna do better jobs than what the commentators do. Than the special comments people. We're gonna do better than them. Okay, that's our job. So let's see how we go. We'll share our knowledge after the game. We'll see what we all think afterwards. Okay. And that's all for today. Thank you for joining. And remember one thing. It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Ciao for now.